Well, hi-ho, neighbor. You know, I've been thinking about a couple of things recently. One being reflecting on watching Nomadland the other day. And, it's got me thinking, that movie was a little bit depressing. And my father mentioned that to me at the time. And that's not indicative of everybody's van life. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, you know what? I really did enjoy the movie, but on a certain level, for a lot of people, this is an entry-level avenue into just knowing about, understanding, realizing that van life is actually a thing. And it kind of bummed me out, thinking that the only way people are thinking about it is kind of through like this, oh, this is the only way I have out of life. And granted, that might be the way for some people. And it's a great benefit for them. I understand that. But for a lot of us, it's just something we've always aspired toward. I've been thinking about it for years. Been watching van life videos. I can't even... I couldn't even tell you how many van life videos I made. How many different fake schematics I drew down. Or, different programs I tried to design a van in to schematic. And none of it was ever quite enough because I was still in a box within a bigger box called a house, a room in a house. But as life started getting strange over the last year, I finally made that decision. Screw it all. I'm moving into a van. I'm getting it, and I'm going forward. I'm not looking back. And that's the best decision I've ever made in my life. The one thing I do know is that buying this van is the best thing that ever happened to me. Hands down. Now, you might say, oh, your van's kind of cruddy. Breaks down sometimes. Yeah, that's the way of life. But you know what? When things break down, you fix them, you repair them, you improve them, and you make them better, and you move forward. If you fail at something, do you give up the first time? Well, I might tell you a little bit something about your character if you do. Anyways, that Nomadland movie, I don't know, it really got me thinking. And this is a couple days later, I'm still thinking about it. I think I might watch it again. It got me thinking about how people perceive van lifers, how van lifers perceive themselves. How do I perceive myself? I'm not really too concerned about how other people perceive me, but how do I perceive myself? I perceive myself as being the happiest I've ever been since I can't remember when. And it all has to do with me buying this van and setting off on an adventure that I never could have really foreseen. The things that have happened over the last numerous months since July of 2020, it's really been a great adventure. I've gone all the way up the California coast, up the Oregon coast, driven up Washington coast, up to the Puget Sound, to Anacortes. I've driven all the way back down. I got stuck in between fires here and there. And I spent 6 weeks in Morro Bay. And on the way back to Clovis, around Thanksgiving time, I realized, you know what? I'm just going to start giving this, making a video a day thing, a little try. See if I can keep myself up to that standard. One standard. A video every day. And pretty much I've been doing it. And for better or worse, you get to see my face every day if you feel like it. I've learned a lot over the last course of these few months making these videos and kind of getting to view my life. You're my personal therapist. Now, don't send me a bill because I can't afford it. Even though you might think I'm super rich because I have a YouTube channel and I have a van and I bought a new computer and blah, 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 blah. But that's not the case. I'm just sitting in a parking lot and kind of reflecting on the last few months of my van life, and it's really been quite something, you know. I don't know what I would have done over this COVID period if I hadn't had this, but this has really been some of the best time of my life. And I don't know how to express that. I don't know how to keep saying it or, underscore it so that it makes sense to you. But for some people, the last year has been a complete bummer. But for me, this has been one of the best years of my life. Now, van life may not be for everybody. I can understand that. And there might be some of you watching this thinking, I don't know if I could do this full time, but it kind of be cool for a weekend. Well, there's plenty of opportunities out there for you in van life rental opportunities that I've seen while I'm out there. I don't know all the names of them or their websites, but if you're interested in just kind of dipping your toes into van life for a weekend, look into it, because it's really a cool way to explore national parks, different areas around you, and see things from kind of a different perspective than you're used to seeing them. Why does a vacation have to be in a hotel? It doesn't have to be. You can rent yourself a little van, a little high top, so you could actually not hit your head when you try and sit up like me, and be perfectly comfortable. Now, if anyone out there has actually rented any of these things, I'd love to hear about your experiences in renting them and what the process is like going through that, the rental process, blah, 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 blah. How the vans hold up, what they're like. Blah, blah, blah. Others might try and hold you back, but don't you be the one holding yourself back. Don't worry what other people think. Yeah, I live in a van. So what? What's that mean? Am I homeless? No. Do I live on the street? Yes, in a way. But you know what? That street is always changing. It's always moving. And sometimes that street is in a neighborhood near you, and other times that street is in a fabulous national park or near some crazy lake, river, stream, tributary, overflow area, dam. Just get out there and live the life you want to live. Don't worry about what other people think. Do what you want to do. Follow your heart, follow your mind, follow your spirit, follow your ebb and your glow. And don't forget, if there's one universal truth out there, it's that Daddy likes pants. I know there are some very real questions in life that people have to ask themselves, that people actually avoid asking themselves. Who am I? What makes me who I am? What is important to me? What are my values? What in this life really matters to me? And what can I just kind of let go? And I find that living in a van really kind of focuses those questions and puts them plainly out in front of you. What do you value? How much comfort do you need in life? Do you have to always go to the bathroom, sitting on the throne, a porcelain god? Or can you handle using a bucket from time to time? Can you handle peeing in a bottle? No big deal to me. One of the reasons why you might not be ready for van life is if you're not ready to get in touch with who you really are on the inside. Because a lot of people don't talk about this in their van life videos, but a lot of van life is spent by yourself. Just kind of in an introspective gaze, soaking in the world around you and kind of processing how you deal with that. A lot of van life is spent just being by yourself, just kind of sitting around, deciding how you're going to spend your night. Because once the night goes down and you're in your van, there's really not a whole lot to do in the outside world. So it all focuses inward. And if you can't handle living with yourself, well, van life's probably not the thing for you. But if you're the type of person that values solitude, values that introspective time of the day where you can just kind of focus inward and reflect on yourself, maybe pick up a good book and read it, or watch a podcast that makes you laugh and kind of takes you out of yourself for a little bit, or maybe something kind of like a documentary that's informative. But I find a lot of my van life time, especially in the after hours, is spent watching videos, watching other van lifers, watching documentaries, watching movies, videos. But I think I'm not the only one that would say that a lot of your off time in van life nowadays is spent watching the old tubaroo. The only recommendation I have to you is that if and when, hopefully sooner than later, you get your own van, is to make it as personalized to yourself as I have mine to myself. I mean, I got flair everywhere.